Oh, hi guys, how's it going? Back with Mr. Singh,
Hello.
and we are going to, well, Sarah is going to talk you through a compound interest question,
Compound.
while I'm going to just sit here quietly, hopefully, and just be weirded out.
Yeah, I get that. I get that reaction a lot. It's all good. I'm down with it. Okay, so compound interest is something which is quite common. Most people know how to do it. So just a little bit of a backstory. I don't know, a little bit of
Yes, please.
a history. If we're dealing with compound interest, it's always good to have a multiplier. So imagine I'm just going to have a side note here. Imagine I had a 7%, I guess, interest. Then the multiplier would be 100% plus the 7%. Which is 107%, and that would give you a multiplier of 1.07, which I think everyone here should be fine with, no?
Yeah.
Yeah? So we're going to use that kind of idea at the end to deal with this question, which is a little bit different. Similar, but different. When we set up compound interest, we always times our amounts. So if we have an amount invested by our multiplier to the power of how many years?
Correct, Amanda.
And that should give us our value at the end. So what we can do, we can set it up by writing or working out, but we already know the answer. So let's just read it. So it says that David invested £2,800 in a savings account. Do you want to read it, miss?
I could do, yes.
Why not? Why not? Go on.
He was paid X% per annum, which is per year, compound interest. The interest is paid into the account at the end of each year. At the end of 3 years, the amount of money in the savings account is £3,241 and 35p. We want to work out the value of X.
Okay. So we have how much we had at the beginning, yes?
Yes, we do.
We have how much we had at the end?
Yes.
What do we not have?
Oh, I know. We don't have the amount of interest.
Oh, we don't have the interest amount. But we do have how many years it's paid over.
Yep.
So what we can do, should we set it up?
Yes, please.
All right, so normally what we'll do is that we'll start off with our amount, so I'm just going to write here. So 2,800, and we multiply that by our multiplier. So I'm just going to write a box. Is that all right? I know it's a bit... Are you okay
A
with
little
that?
bit tiny, but yes.
No, I'm not going to write anything in it yet.
Oh, okay.
We'll get there. Jeez, you can't make some people happy. To the power of how many years? So we said it's to 3 years. And that should be equal to what, miss?
How much he gets at the end of the 3 years.
So it tells us how much he gets at the end. So we can put that in as our answer, 3241.35. So now it becomes a little bit of rearranging. So we want to find out what this empty box is over here. So what we can do is the opposite of timesing by 2,800. So we're going to have empty box, or our multiplier essentially, to the power of 3 is equal to our final amount divided by 2,800, because the opposite of timesing by 2,800 is divided by.
I knew that.
I knew that. So 3241.35 divided by 2800. And Mrs. Stanescu, who is a calculator, how much would that give us?
That's going to give us 1.157625.
7625.
Can I just jump in and say, by this point, we've got 1 mark.
1 mark.
And it's a 3-mark question altogether.
Every mark counts, eh? Every
Indeed,
mark
always.
counts. All right, so now we're still trying to find the empty box or the multiplier. And so we've got one operation, which is cubing, which is over here. So the opposite of cubing something is, Mrs. Stanescu?
Cube rooting.
Cube rooting. So we can say that empty box, is equal to, sorry, my equals looks like a power, is equal to the cube root of the other side. 1.157625. Sweet. And if we work that out, that gives us
1.05.
Oh, that's a nice number, isn't it? After cube rooting such a long one. So we've got our empty box, which we said is our multiplier, is equal to 1.05. So at this point, if you kind of think back of what we've done at the top to get our multiplier, what we can do is just go back. So if I was thinking, how do I get from 1.07 back to 7%? Well, what we did is divide by 100 here, and then we added 100 here. So what we can do is do the opposite. So if we've got 1.05, we can times by 100 here, which gives us 105, which is similar to having this 107 here. And instead of adding 100, we can take away 100. So 105, take away 100, and that gives us our percentage of 5%. So our value of x, which is our interest, is a 5% interest. And I think we are done.
We are absolutely
You
done.
happy with that, miss?
I am very happy. That's our third mark. So that's it from us. Join us next time for a question on simplifying algebraic fractions.
Yes. Right.
Sir loves algebra.
Yes. I'll be back. Right.
Bye.